Good morning. How y'all doing? Y'all doing good? Yeah. I don't really have too much going on. I do try to smile talk in between the revelations and the warnings. Woo! I ain't had no warning yet. I did my assignment as warnings. So expect them. Just keep expecting them. I'm like, God, is this something good now? I do like gotta get all the other stuff together though, but and then it's just a lot of stuff I need to get together. Like when I be doing these videos, I really do supposed to break these videos down and just go deeper into all of this. But I just do because I have to do it because the way it come in, the information, the way it download, I have to do it right then because God is going to remove that vision from my memory. Like it's gonna be removed from my memory. Like do you think I'm sitting here remembering all this stuff I be seeing all day, every day? No, I do not. As soon as I say the vision, boop, it's removed, and then something else come in, and then some. So I'm not sitting here, y'all, with all this stuff. I'm speaking from what I see and remember everything I see. I'm gonna say that right now. But I'm just smile talking, saying, hey, I try to smile talk in between what's going on. So that's really all I'm doing right now. I really don't have much to say. Woo, yeah, I really don't have much to say, so let's see where the conversation go. My daughter, she ended up finally leaving. But everything I spoke in that video with her is what happened. She ended up, her airplane ended up being delayed, and it was delayed 6 times. Her airplane was delayed 6 times. I told you, Memphis is crabs in a bucket. And when I say Memphis is crabs in a bucket, you know, like a bucket of crabs, every time one crab try to leave out the bucket, all the other crabs would drag that crab back into the bucket. Like, it won't let the crab leave out. Like, anytime a crab rises to the top like it's about to go, all the crabs that's in the bucket is going to yank that crab back into the bucket. So that's why I always use the analogy of Memphis is crabs in a bucket. For people that don't understand the concept of crabs in a bucket. So I'm like, woo, something didn't want to let her go. It did not want to let her go. So when we doing the video, everything I'm speaking is what's happening. And my daughter know I'm prophetic. So when I'm saying it, she like, nah, mama, that's going to happen. Nah, mama, that's going to happen. That's why she like laughing. I'm like, dog, I ain't trying to jinx you. I'm really not trying to jinx you right now, but and everything I spoke, she knew the airplane. She knew it was going to be some delays, but she didn't know it was going to be 6, y'all. When I spoke it, that's why her eye got big. Because as I was speaking it, she like, yeah, I'm finna have some delays now. We weren't expecting 6. We weren't expecting 6 delays. So when she had one delay, she had another delay. She actually ended up having to sleep in the airport overnight because of all the delays. It wasn't no employees in the airport. They had already packed all her stuff, loaded everything up. She couldn't really even go. So she was stuck overnight in the airport, had to sleep overnight in the airport. She said it wasn't nobody there. She said the whole airport was empty. Only people there, she said, were workers, but everybody else had left. Because they had already packed all her stuff, loaded all her stuff, and then they kept delaying her flight. So it was like she was just stuck, so to speak. So she was like, oh, I'm just going to leave. Come back. I said, don't leave. I said, you're going to have to ride this one out. Because as soon as you leave, you're going to miss your flight. So you're going to have to be posted up. You was just going to have to post up at this point. So this is what I'm telling her. And she had to post up in 6 times now. We just going to delay your flight. I said, you're going to miss it. I said, if you don't stay at this airport, you're going to miss your flight. Like, period. Now, if she would have left, there might have been a different outcome. Because she would have left then, boom, you know, they probably would have went on, just went through with the process or whatever. But the fact that she was there, her flight was delayed like 6 times. And she had to sleep overnight in the airport with nobody. She was stuck in there by herself. Never, ever happened in her life. Ever. And all she do is get on planes. This one time, it was hell on earth. I'm going to say it like that. It was hell on earth. After we did that video, and she probably been leaving, it was like so much other stuff started popping up. Like when I tell you Satan, he limited now. He can frustrate you. He can have you frustrated. He can waste your time. He can like prolong, like it's certain stuff he can do, but he limited in what he can do. Like he really ain't got no power, but he can inconvenience you. Like Satan can inconvenience you. To y'all people, you can be inconvenienced because he shows inconvenience. Now he can do that. He can just have you just so inconvenienced, but he still, even through the inconvenience, ain't got no power. You just gotta push through, and she pushed through it now. But her just jumping on the plane, that was rough. That was hard right there. And I told her, don't go. Because that was Satan want her to do, leave. And think like, ooh, just leave, come back. She going to be in the midst of flight. Because something going to happen between her leaving and coming back. And she was just going to miss her flight. So I'm like, you can't leave. You got to stay posted up there. And that's what she did. She ended up having to sleep in the airport all night all by herself. The whole airport was just shut down. Like, woo. Stuff she ain't never even been through. And then as soon as she got off the phone with me, she said she probably been doing like a photo shoot before she left. So she went and did her little photo shoot. When she came back out, not only her car, every single car in this parking lot or in this area was, all the windows were busted out. And they took everything from everybody. Her car, even though she had very valuable stuff in her vehicle, they did not take nothing out her vehicle, but they did bust all the windows out of the car, along with everybody else. So that went on, like it was so much went on now. That video, oh woo! That's why I don't talk too much. That's why when you see me, I just be in emotion because I know Satan's limitations. I know his limitations. So I'm just like, okay, I expect this, expect the unexpected. You expect the unexpected with God too. But with Satan, I try to factor in anything that he could possibly do in this situation because he's going to do whatever he can do. But he's still limited and weak in his power, even with him doing whatever it is God allowed him to do. So her car got broke too. I was like, get out the city. All I kept telling her to do was get out the city. Get out the city. Like, just go. Go. She be like, but they telling me about my tooth. Go. What they telling me this, go. That's how I was with them. I just kept pressing. Because if you look at like everything you got to do, you would never leave. You just going to be stuck because it's always something that you got to do. Like, you're not going to never be that in a perfect position to be like, okay, everything is done. I don't have to worry about nothing. Let me go now. So I'm like, that's not going to even happen. So I'm like, okay, you got all this stuff going on, but you just go. You just have to go and you got to just deal with whatever going on whenever you got to deal with it. But you need to be gone right now. Because for one, you paying rent out there and you stuck here. So the money and everything out there, and you can't even get to the work and get to what you need to get to because you stuck here. You need to go. So she gone, y'all. This 8 minutes I've been talking about this. Okay, I'm tickling myself because I don't know where this conversation gonna go. I'm just small talking, really. I do small talk in between what God got me going, what God want me to do, stuff like that. I still try to chop it up and be down to earth with people and just be like, hey, y'all, what's up? What's going on? I still be trying to do that. I ain't trying to be like holding your art down and I ain't trying to do all that. Cause that ain't really what it is. Like, I'm going, even with me having vision, dream, revelation, I'm still going through the real world just like everybody else going through the real world, really. I ain't in my wilderness, no, but I've been in the wilderness. So I'm gonna let you know right now, the wilderness is very hard. It's very hard when you're going through the wilderness season. I'm gonna tell you that now. That's why I said I'm out of minds. But I've been through it though. So don't think that, ooh, I just been handed this silver spoon, because no, that ain't what it is. And that ain't never what it was. The struggle is real out here. So everything I kind of speak was what was going on. So I also spoke on the wilderness. That's why I was speaking on my daughter. And I was like, we is out the wilderness. But then when I was thinking, I was like, shoot, my daughter going to LA, she is going into the wilderness. I'm out the wilderness. I told my daughter, I said, I'm out the wilderness. You is not out you is going into the wilderness right now. Whenever she get away from her protection, which is around the house, around me, she in the wilderness. So she is pulled away from me now. So Satan is going to tempt her because she ain't got her mama as a form of protection over her and close by where he can't get her. He can get her now. I'm like, girl, you was in the wilderness right now. He can get her. I can still pray over her, but the fact that she out there, like even with Jesus, when Jesus was tempted, he had to go into the wilderness. Like it's like you pulled away from the real. So it's just like you and your weaknesses and Satan at this point. And he gonna tempt you, but if you resist the devil, he will flee. So all she gotta do is resist. But shoot, woo, she got a test. She being tested. I was listening to somebody because I can't remember names. Like I do try to get credit where credit is due, but I randomly watch stuff and I don't know the name. I'm bad with name, number, date, stuff like that. So but this person was speaking on, God giving a test. And he said when God give a test, he said, like when you in class and you getting a test done and you going through the test, the teacher can't talk. Like the teacher cannot communicate, the teacher cannot talk to you during the test. And he said that I'm trying to think of the name vaguely come to me. It's called spiritual something. The name of where I think this is spiritual. So I probably posted a video too. I probably did a repost. But he was just saying like when you do testing and stuff like that, how like when you in the classroom, the teacher testing you, she cannot disturb you during the test. She said when God tests you, he cannot disturb you during the test. So sometimes you might cry out to him and call out to him, but if you being tested, you probably not going to hear from God during the middle of your test. You probably hear from him beginning and end, but while you testing, like actually going through the test, you won't hear from him. Because it's the same way like when you in the classroom or something. So somebody was giving this analogy of testing. So I was just like, think about my daughter. I'm like, dog, she going through the test. That means that she might be trying to call out the guy and he might not even respond. Because she in the middle of a test right now, y'all. Yeah. So she finally made it to LA. She trying to get situated, but my daughter, she about that work. So she just out there just trying to get it. However she got to get it, that's what she trying to do right now. She trying to get situated and she just trying to stay focused so she could just get it. But it's a whole different, they fast pace out there. Everything is fast, and she's slow. She slow. I ain't trying to say she's slow because she from Memphis, like we slow or something, but Memphis move way slower than LA. LA just fast paced. So, woo, the temptations out there, y'all. The temptations out there. Everybody out there, they kind of do powder. That's what, just like everybody here, I don't know if what everybody doing now, because it's so much stuff going on. But after everybody just do powder, because they got to stay woke. They don't really sleep. They don't really sleep out there. So I don't think I'll be telling my daughters, make sure you get your sleep. Make sure you get your sleep. You can't function like that. Like, you can't function without your sleep. But a lot of people, because they just on the go, they just, okay, let me sacrifice my sleep. And they do that through drugs and stuff like that. They just sacrifice their sleep, just do what they think they need to do, and I got something got to give, so I'm just going to sacrifice my sleep. So that's how their mindset kind of, they just all fast pace out there. So, she out there with them. Yeah. It ain't too much more I can really say. Dealing with her, dealing with what's going on. It's a lot of emotion. I can say that, but I can't speak on a lot of stuff that's going on right now. So that's what's going on with her. And it's just a big, huge relief that she gone. I was just like, woo. It was hard. Like even after the video, even after her having her ticket, even after it was like even more stuff was popping up. So unrealistic. It was my daughter was calling me, Mama, you ain't gonna believe this. Man, they broken everybody's car, my car. I was like, just get on this plane now. Like we ain't even finna worry. Like, just go out. Just leave Memphis ASAP. Just go. Just get out this city ASAP. Yeah, that's how it was. Mama, you ain't gonna believe this. They delayed my flight. Ooh, Mama, boo, 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 boo. I can't even go right now. Boo, 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 boo. And then by the time they were delaying her flight, and really they were trying to get her to the point where she felt like she can, okay, I just come back up here. I like, don't do that. Because as soon as you leave, they gonna be loaded up and left, and you gonna be stuck. I said, so you gonna have to be posted up. And they delayed her flight 6 times. But she finally there. But it was a huge inconvenience in the process. So, yeah. Okay, guys. I spoke on my daughter. Just getting a recap on her. what I can say dealing with her. What else going on? I was just talking about the wilderness season. I could speak on divorce a little bit. I speak on divorce a little bit. A lot of people feel like that God wants you to be miserable while you on this walk of life. If you are unequally yoked with somebody and you got the proper terms for divorce, God will honor your divorce. God do not want you to be dealing with hell on earth with a significant other because this person probably strayed away from God, or this person was never even in alignment with God. God don't want you being miserable in your relationship, and you is not being loyal to God by trying to commit yourself to somebody who is dead to God, who is spiritually dead to God. It ain't nothing there, and you trying to like honor your vows, but if the relationship is not ordained by God, you cannot force the relationship. And a lot of people, they just marry people and think God just gonna honor it. And I'm here to tell you, through my own personal experience now, God is not gonna honor it. Because when I was in a relationship and I ended up trying to do the right thing and getting married, and this person was, one way or another unequally yoked, God couldn't bless their marriage. He couldn't bless the marriage. Like, he said, he came to me and told me, he said, I cannot bless this marriage. Once I got a divorce, God said, I can bless you now. And ever since then, like, I ain't never really had no financial issues, but the whole time I was like married, and just going through that whole process, God said, I can't bless you until you get this divorce. Like, I'm not gonna bless you while you still married, like, at all. He's like, He like, I'm not doing it. And I know why, because a person is entitled to half of what you got, all this, all that. So he like, I'm not gonna even bless it. So he probably came to me and told me he wasn't gonna bless my relationship, my marriage. Now you can say what you want. He came to me personally. Jesus even visited me in a dream. This was, my daughter said, Jesus come on special occasions. When I got my divorce, I had another Jesus visit, actually, after the divorce. And in the vision, because we in the flesh and the physical and what we've been programmed, we think, ooh, Jesus and God is shined at me, and God was like, nah, because I kept thinking he was gonna bring up the divorce. I was like, ooh, he gonna bring this up when I didn't got to, and that conversation never even came up. Because he can hear your thoughts, because you telepathic, and you're going to tell on yourself in his presence. So everything you ever did, you're gonna be telling yourself how not to tell him, but you really telling on yourself because he can hear you while you're talking to yourself. I know, right? You're going to be telling on yourself because you're going to be thinking about everything you did wrong, and he's going to be right there listening to everything you tell yourself you did wrong in that process. So this was like shortly after divorce, Jesus came. I'm gonna go into the division with it, but a lot of people feel like, oh, you supposed to be with this person, and God, he looking down on you because you decided to get a divorce. God did not honor my marriage at all. He did not honor my marriage at all. I was oppressed the entire marriage until I got a divorce. When I got a divorce, he came and he spoke and he told me, I can bless you now. But he said, I can't bless you while you still married. Not under this right here, this unequally yoked stuff that's going on right now. He said, I can't bless it. And he did not bless this marriage at all. So to you people, I'm just letting you know through my own personal experience now. I'm gonna even get an example of the Samaritan woman. She was the woman that was under the well, and Jesus was like, you've been married 5 times, and actually the man you with now is not even your husband. So they let you know right there that, okay, this woman then got married, and she probably, through just whatever going on, they been married 5 times, which means that it's a possibility that divorce could have been part of the reason why she's no longer married. But he was talking about she had been married 5 times. So how you gonna get married 5 times unless you didn't end in one relationship to get into another relationship to get into another marriage? Like, how can you even do that to you people? So she went through some kind of process because she was married 5 separate times now. And God told her the man you with now ain't even your husband. So if you feel like you obligated just because you probably made a mistake, because God, he already knew in the beginning that we was gonna make mistakes. He already knew that if it was up to us that we might not pick the best person for us, and we not using the best judgment in the world. when trying to decide this mate or decide who God wants for us. And then you got deception going on. You got people that act one way, and then when you get married, you find that's a whole different person. So you got a lot in the mix that confuse and trick people into this marriage type stuff. But God didn't bless my marriage. And I'm just putting it out there. God did not bless my marriage. When I got a divorce, God blessed my divorce. He did not bless my marriage, but he blessed my divorce to you people. And it's through my own personal experience. Okay, so after I got divorced, and my daughter, she like, well, Jesus gonna come to you on special occasions. So if I have a Jesus vision, that means a special occasion. So this was one of them times where I had a Jesus vision. So it was a special occasion. Y'all, why every time I see Jesus, he be mad? He don't be mad at me, though. He be mad at the world. Why? Every time I see him, he be mad. So in this vision right here, y'all, I had just had my divorce. And so in the vision, I'm trying, because this vague. And this was before COVID. You know, everybody was having visitation from Jesus before COVID actually hit. I did too. So I had a visitation from Jesus. And he came, he visited. In my heart, I don't care to know how he looks. So in my visions, his image is never revealed to me. Some people care and be like, oh, I wonder how he look, and God will show himself to them people. I'm not really one of them people to care to, oh, how do he look? I got so much other stuff going on, I probably wouldn't even remember. But I'm not one of them people. So when I have those visits, it's not of importance to me. But some people, it is important, and God will show himself to these people. And they like, oh, he look like this, like that. Oh, he look like this. But my first mind, Jesus can shapeshift now. He might look one way to you and one way to a whole nother person and one way to another person. But he do present himself and bring that peace on people that feel like, I just want to know. So that is what I feel about the situation. So I had to dream him, and his image was kind of blurred because it was kind of dark, kind of in a way. And dog, he sure was talking to me. He was talking to me, and I did a video on it. I probably did a video way back. I gotta pull it up because I can't remember the first part, and it probably was dealing with the divorce. So I can't remember word for word what was going on dealing with this divorce. But I did get blessed after my divorce, to you people. My divorce was not the end of it all. Actually, my blessings came after I closed that and ended that unequally yoked relationship, to you people. Now, you can say what you want, you can believe what you want. You can pull out Bible verse if you want to pull out Bible verse to support it. But God wouldn't even allow you to get a divorce if he was so against divorce. He wouldn't say that, okay, you can get a divorce. Like, he wouldn't tell you that. But he told you that because guess what? He's telling you got a chance to get it right. And the lady, the Samaritan woman that was married 5 times, and the man she was with, her husband, she had 5 times to try to get it right. God understands people make mistakes. At the end of the day, people make mistakes. You do not have to be miserable in a relationship trying to push through and be loyal to God through your misery, because that is not what God wants for you, to you people. And this is just me and my own personal relationship through my own experience with my own God. And then this is what I'm relaying to people. Okay. The second part of it, because God blocked the first part, but it was dealing with the divorce. And I probably spoke on it. It wasn't bad. Actually, the divorce was a very good thing for me. That was the best thing that possibly could have happened with me. Okay. He even came, talked to me, chopped it up, all that. Jesus himself after the divorce, to you people. Okay. I got to keep saying to you people, so I'm going to keep saying it. Because these people, they stuck on the laws of the land, and they got this religious demon on them. And I'm just here to tell you, it's through my own personal experience. This not me just trying to just push something. It's just what I went through. I've been blessed financially ever since. So, on the second part of his vision, Jesus was mad. He was coming to me. He was talking to me. And in this vision, it was a big, huge eagle. And this eagle was so big. And it was sitting between me and him. Like, it was just like standing there, so to speak. But it was this huge eagle. Huge. Bigger than me. This eagle head was bigger than mine. And he was talking to me. He was petting the eagle. You know how you pet a dog or a cat? he was petting the eagle on the head, and the eagle was just very calm. So I don't even know how big this eagle would have been had it spread his wings. But the eagle was just sitting there. He was just petting the eagle, and he was just talking to me. And as he was talking to me, he petting the eagle. He was very. It was a lot of emotions going on all at once. He was sad. He was disappointed. He was angry. He was just. It was just a lot of emotions at once. He just said that he kind of earth wearing his worst, and he saw how the people treated him. He said, but he also kind of earth wearing his best, and he saw how the people treated him. And that's what he was talking to me about, the treatment of the people and how they treated him while he was on earth doing his little visits and stuff. But he said he come visiting the earth wearing his best, but he said he also come to the earth visiting the earth wearing his worst. And he said he just did not like how he was treated by the people. And that's what he was stressed to me. He said he did not like how he was treated at all. And he's talking to me, and he's rubbing this eagle. And this is what he's talking to me, and he's telling me in this vision why he rubbing this eagle. And then I think I woke up from that vision. I'm thinking because it's in one of my old videos what was actually spoken. But this is what he's saying in the vision to me. He kind of wearing his best, he kind of wearing his worst, and he said he did not like how he had been treated. He said he did not like he put stress. He stressed that now. He stressed that he did not like the treatment and how he had been treated while he visiting the earth. He said he did not like it at all. And during the whole time, he just rubbing this eagle, and he just real calm. And this is what he's talking and telling me during this vision, y'all. Okay, y'all, so it's 26 minutes. I'm going to let y'all go. God wanted me to speak on divorce a little bit through my own personal experience. He don't want you to be miserable and be dealing with a person that's unequally yoked. And you just have to take it up with God on if it's even hope for this relationship, because God know the heart, and God knows if this person gonna genuinely change or if they not gonna change. And if they not gonna change, you can try to push it out and just think you being faithful and loyal to God through your misery if you want to, or you just gonna have to go through the process of divorce, which is an option. It is an option. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody stress. Yeah, God would like us to be with our soulmate and happily ever after. But that ain't the real world, and that's not the world we living in right now. It might not have that little happy fairy tale ending everybody want. That ain't gonna be what it is, and God already knew that. So that's the reason why God allowed divorce. God allowed divorce because the only way out was through death, and God said, "I don't want death to be the only way out of this divorce." So He like, okay, I don't want death to be the only way out of this marriage, because at one point you had to die in order to be just cut, that covenant cut. So He allowed divorce so people wouldn't have to die to get out the relationship. Like death wouldn't have to be the ultimate outcome. So He allowed divorce for that reason. Yeah, everybody want, this is that. But in the real world, what we living in, where we got choices and you can choose to do right, or you might choose and make a mistake and do wrong, then God got a backup plan for that to you people. But if you want to sit there in your misery and you think God just honoring you being miserable with a person that's unequally yoked, they not even connected to Him. Because see, the way the covenant and marriage work is that the husband supposed to put God first. And then after their husband put God first, then it's like he can do what he can with you as a wife. But that person don't even value and love God, then how he gonna love you? He can't. It's impossible. It's no way he can love you if he don't love God. Because, so if you don't have no kind of spiritual relationship, and this marriage is based on the spiritual covenant with God, man, and your wife, I just don't see it working. Because the whole relationship is based on the spiritual covenant with God, and you ain't got nothing established with your God, and you telling Him to bless everything you got going on because you married. But your husband, who supposed to be the head, ain't even got a relationship. See, that's what I'm saying. So the order is already off anyway, dealing with this marriage. This marriage is a covenant, but it's a covenant based on the man actually, putting God first and having a relationship with God. That's what the covenant is built and established around, because the man is the head and the woman. So it's kind of set up in some kind of hierarchy. And that hierarchy, yeah. I'm looking like, Because some people put it the other way around, and you got your woman who's praying for your husband. But your husband got to have some kind of relationship at the end of the day. He got to establish his own relationship. Like, you can't just keep being like, ooh, my husband, my husband, my husband, and thinking you could save your husband. Because when judgment day come, you is not going to be able to save your husband from what he doing. Like, he's going to have to establish his own relationship with God and work through that. You could pray that, you know, he find God, and God know who will and who got potential and who don't. But, yeah, at the end of the day, I can't see a thriving relationship without God, just without God involved. I mean, the type of relationship that God's saying that we supposed to have, I just don't see that with you removing God out the equation. I just don't see it. So I'm gonna let y'all go. It's a lot dealing with this. I'm just smile talking a little bit. I might be able to break it down even more later, because this real vague, and it just vaguely coming to me. But through my own personal experience, it's just like these people, they's in these relationships and they miserable. And Satan is just having his way with these people in these marriages. And they feel like they just locked through the law. They just locked into you got options. You got options. You got a choice. You can choose divorce, and God will still bless your divorce, and he will bless you even after your divorce. It is not the end of the world. And like I said, with the Samaritan woman, she was married 5 times. It didn't say she had 5 boyfriends. It said she was married 5 times. So that should tell you something. That should tell you something to you people who feel like God don't just honor no divorce. Because God honored mine. And at that point, it feel like boot. It feel like the chains, some kind of oppression. It spiritually, it feel like the chains were just pulled from me at this point. And God said, I can bless you now. Now you can get your blessing, your financial blessings I got for you. He said, but you can't get it while you still married. So I knew that what I was going through and what people were seeing was just temporary for me. You know, they might have looked at me like, ooh, she just going through it. It was temporary. Like God already told me, it's light on the other side. He already showed me the rainbow. I just had to try to get through what I was getting through. And then when I finally got through it, officially, now it's time for the blessings to fall. So everything he want to give me, that's what he finna give me. So I'm finna get all my financial blessings and stuff, because that's just how it always been with me. And I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Y'all enjoy y'all day. It always come after I do the video, but you know, some people feel like you gotta realize it's 2 spectrums. Like, it's 2 ways that it can go. And a lot of people feel like I can save my husband, I can save my wife because we won. And just like you can save your husband can also unsave you. So if they not equally yoked with God, they can actually pull you away from God and pull you away from what he want to do for you. So while you think that, ooh, because I'm saved, I save my husband, just the same, because y'all is one. If he's not saved, he can unsave you and have you oppressed. So it's not one-sided. So it can flip and go either way with it. So that's why I said the thing about marriage, but you have to pray about it and stuff like that, and God will let you know if it's hope for this person or if it's not hope for this person. I'm not trying. It's a lot dealing with it. Like, it'll take, like, this would be like this right here go deep. But just like you feel like, ooh, because we won. Because see, man try to do it and figure out and think they got a loophole to God's law and God's rules and what he got going on. Like, he ain't already factored that in. But just like you feel like, ooh, you, your husband, and God become one. And sometimes you might be trying to save a person, and you feel like, well, I'm gonna put this person under my covering because I'm gonna marry this person, even though they in the world. I'm gonna marry them, and then, ooh, this person all of a sudden saved because this person saved through me. It don't work like that, because just like what I said, and while I'm laying in the bed, this is what comes to me. He said people feel like they can save a person through marriage. I can marry this person to save this person, but you can also marry a person become unsaved, especially if you're not in alignment with God, because the establishment of marriage is through being aligned with God. So if you're not aligned with God, then you're going to have an opposite effect in that marriage. You're not going to have what God's saying it's supposed to be if you're not even in alignment with him to begin with. That's just not what it's going to be and how it's going to be, because God is a God of order. God is a God of order. And even when you married, you wives are under the covering of your husband. So you can pray for your kids, But your husband's supposed to pray for you. Your husband's supposed to pray for you. So if you got a husband and he's not a praying husband, who you got protecting and praying over you at this point? If you in this covenant and you want this covering like what you saying. Because if you want the covering, then your husband is the one that's supposed to pray over you and pray for you. Wives, you women, wives, your husband's supposed to do that. So, and you supposed to pray over your children. Like, it's a hierarchy that go on. And if your husband is not in alignment with God, this whole hierarchy, this whole, like, covenant, this whole thing that God says supposed to be perfect, it's not perfect at this point. Like, it's flawed. Like, this marriage is flawed at this point. If you ain't got the man that's ahead that's putting God first, everything that's following and trickling down behind it is off. If he the head and he off, everything gonna be off. So, I'm laying in the bed, and what's come to me is people feel like, they can just protect and save a person through marriage. You can't save a person's soul through marriage. Everybody's gonna have to account for themselves. And just like you feel like you can save a person because you married, if he's pulled away from God, then don't you think he got the same power and effect to pull you from God? So you feel like, okay, he married and he's saved through me. Don't you think you could be unsaved through him if y'all one and he don't have no alignment with God whatsoever? Like, if y'all supposed to be one and he out of alignment with God, and you thinking that, ooh, he saved through me, so let's go and get married. Yeah, you in the world, but I'm going to save you because we going to get married. We going to get under this covenant. You don't think you jumping into this covenant and through this marriage can unsave you? Because you done got unequally yoked with somebody that's not in alignment with God? Look in the Bible. Look at all the people that got married that was out of alignment with God. See, it's so much coming on, so much coming into me dealing with this. Because now it's going into Rachel. And even when they had to pick wives, God said, do not get nobody unequally yoked. Like, that was his rule. Do not get nobody unequally yoked, because they're going to pull you away from me. They're going to make you worship their gods. They're going to make you worship their idols. Stay away from people unequally yoked. And they tried to marry people that was like yoked within them. If you look at Rachel and all that, he specifically said that they're going to pull you away from me. So if they're going to pull you away, why do you think God stressed find somebody that's equally yoked so much in the Bible when they was looking for wives? Why you think he stressed it? He said, do not marry foreigners because they're going to make you worship their gods. You're going to end up worshiping their idols. You're going to end up picking up their practices in this process. So he just like, stay away from it. So he even advised it, so to speak. So if he advising this, because even if you look at Solomon, and he had so many wives, but they had so many idols, and they worshiped so much other stuff, he brought all that into his house with him. All that came into his house with him because he worshiped and married all these women, all these foreigners. So it's just the same thing. Like, a lot of people, you want to be that person and have that good heart, and, Satan can trick you and make you think and believe that, okay, you can save this person because you married, so now God will honor it. It don't work like that. It do not work like that. But that's what he was stressing me. He like, people feel like they can get married and then all of a sudden this person is saved because we is one, so this person is saved. But you got the head who is unequally yoked. So guess what? You is if that same concept work and you can marry a person and they can be saved, then the same concept can also work where you can marry a person and they can become unsaved. It can go both ways. So that's why you just got to make sure everybody aligned, but mostly make sure they align with God. Because God is the secret and the key in all this. Jesus and God. If they ain't got no relationship with Jesus and they ain't got no relationship with God, how do you think this marriage is supposed to even work? Everything is established around Jesus and God, and you pull Jesus and God out the equation, it's not going to work. So I'm finna let y'all go because it's going to be too long to get into this. But God is telling me even about the people in the Bible. When he sent them out to look for wives, he said, stay away from foreigners, stay away. Because he like they're going to bring their idols. Like they're going to bring their own worship. They finna bring their own practices into this. And he just like, just stay away from it. And that's what he constantly was stressing with them. Before they got married, it was just a key point for them all. And he sent the same one to all of them for the same reason. So you just can't marry no anybody and just feel like, ooh, I'm blessed. Because it don't work like that. Like, it do not work like that. You can't just find somebody and then just see them lost in the world and just say, okay, I'm going to marry this person and then we going to become one and then they saved through me. It don't work like that because you could be unsaved through them. If they could be saved through you, you could be unsaved through them. If y'all supposed to be one in this equation, it's not one-sided. So, I'm going to let y'all go. Y'all enjoy y'all day. It is hope for some marriages. They go in and then they get married and God deliver them. Then they like, ooh, we worship God now. We saved. It is hope for some people. That ain't the outcome for everybody that get married. It is hope. Some people do get married, and through all of what they went through, they do turn to God, and God do turn their relationship and their marriages around and save the other person. And the other person do have a testimony. That's not always the case with every single person that jump into that like that. That's not always the case that every single person that jump in with a it's not always the case when someone jump into a relationship with an unsaved person that everybody just come out saved. Because sometimes you can get with an unsaved person and they can drag you into the world that they living in. They could drag you into all that. So that's why I say you have to pray to God and let God lead you and wonder. And he might tell you, okay, I could save this person. But then he might also come to you and say, hey, divorce might be the best option for you because this person do not want to be saved. God know the heart. So God know if genuinely it's hope in their relationship, in their marriage or not. God know that. Don't nobody know that but God. And he gonna let you know if it's hope or if it's not hope. But just know that you do have options in this process. You just not stuck with a bad decision. God giving us chance and chance and chance to try to get it right. The Samaritan woman, she had 5 chances to get it right. And the man she was with, they could have possibly been engaged. She could have been working on her 6th marriage. But God said, you've been married 5 times. So she done tried 5 times to get it right, and she kept getting it wrong. So God do understand all that. So I'm just letting you know, God will let you know. Like, you know if you with a person and God just like let it go. And you still trying to hang on to something that he telling you to let go. And he's not going to let it. Like, ain't no good going to come out of it. Like, ain't no good coming out of it. I don't care. You can say what you want. Ain't no good coming out of it. If God telling you to let it go and you still trying to hold on to it, ain't no good gonna come out of that at that point. It's nothing you can do if God say it's over. When God say let it go, it's dead, it's over, their relationship is over, let it go, then it's if it's coming straight from the head, who is God, then you already know ain't no hope for this relationship. But he gonna let you know. He gonna let you know now. Now some relationship he do save, but he ain't saving every single relationship now. Every single relationship is not ending in this okay, happily ever after we got married. Some of these people get unequally yoked, and you see the Christian person who was in a relationship, you see that person dragged down and drugged down and oppressed because they got with somebody unequally yoked. So it go both ways, and that's why I said you got to pray about it. It can be hope for certain relationships, but you have to put out there before God, and each situation is case by case. It ain't gonna get the same results for everybody. If he telling you it's hope and you see other people, they had relationships and it was hope, that mean they had a love for God for them somewhere within them at some point or another. They didn't just completely like just give up on God. But you gotta take that up with God. So that's just all I gotta say dealing with that. I know this video kind of long because it going to so much. It can go into so much. It's just so much wrap up in this. But I'm not telling people to just give up on their marriage, but if God kind of you and you unequally yoked, just know you got options. Just know you got options. And also, you can't use marriage to save a person. You can't use marriage and then just say, okay, this person saved through me. Because just like you thinking in your mind that they saved through you, what if that person was like, okay, this person unsaved through me? Because you marry somebody that ain't saved, just like you saved, but they not saved. You think God just going to say, okay, this person saved because you was saved? Don't you think God can say, okay, you was unsaved because you married somebody that was unsaved? Since it's just one, y'all is one now. But he clearly said, people push their culture, their beliefs, their idols. He said they're just a part of what come with it. And so he just strongly advised when people were getting married to look for this, look for that. He tried to, I was listening to Derek Prince, and he said he glad God picked his wife for him. He said because he's a bad judgment of women. And this coming from Derek Prince. He said God picked his wife. So God got to pick out our husband and our wives, because, y'all, we got bad judgment out here. We is picking for all the wrong reasons. And now, and most of the time, if you got a husband or wife, God is going to be the one to pick out your husband or wife, not you. It's going to come from God. And but he was just saying, something happened with his first wife, and he had a second wife, but he's like, I'm so glad God picked my wife. He said, because I just got bad character when it comes to women. He just said, I got bad sense of judgment when it comes to women. Don't we all? And this coming from Derek Prince. So I was tickled when he was speaking on that. And God had to pick out his wife for him, because if it was up to him to pick out who he wanted, he was going to miss it every time. Like, he was just going to miss it. So he like, I'm just so glad God stepped in and picked out my wife for me. And picked out, because he already knew. And this coming from Derek Prince now. It's birds right there. Yeah, y'all, it's a bird right there. They be about to fly in the car when I have my window down. That's why I be like, is a bird finna fly in the car? But while I'm doing videos, it's like directly right here. Like, it's literally like on my door. It's like two of them. Like right there. So, yeah, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all go. But that was Derek Prince. And he was talking about his wives. And he just said, when it comes to him just trying to pick out this one person you're supposed to spend the rest of your life with, God the only one that can pick that for you, because God the only one that know the life, that know the book of this other person and know the book of you and know y'all. He the only one that know y'all so well to know who you need to be paired up with. You don't know that. God the only one know that. So just be patient, wait on God, y'all, till you all. Be patient, wait on God, because God know what you are compatible with and what you ain't compatible with. He already know your struggle, your trouble. He already know what you don't even see. And he know the person that's going to be able to be with you through your struggle and whatever you're going through, and people that's not going to be there. And that's something that you can't factor in, because you're not going to know. He the only one to know. God the only one to know. I always tell my daughter that God is the perfect matchmaker. If you look at in the Bible at all the love stories, like, God is just the perfect matchmaker with everybody who he picked to be with everybody who he picked. He picked this person there. All of it's just him matching up everybody. I'm like, don't know. God is the perfect matchmaker now. Ain't nobody matching up like God now. So that's why I was telling my daughter about relationship. And me, I'm just walking around surprised, like, God, who you got to match up for me? It's a bird right there. I'm like, God, who probably be matching up with me? Because I know he the perfect matchmaker, and I'm walking around surprised, but God, he going to bring it all together. Like, that's how he do. Because even if you look at the Bible, it's like a love story, because he got so many love stories of all these marriages that he personally put together, and then you read about how he put it together. Ain't nobody coming like God. Ain't nobody coming like how God coming when it comes to relationship and marriages and stuff. Ain't nobody doing it like him. So, I'm finna let y'all go with that. This is all what God want me to say, and I'm not finna prolong this video no longer. And I'll just talk to y'all later. In the video, I kept saying, ain't no good. God still, because he's a good God, will bless it to a degree, but it's not going to be in its full potential. Like, I'm not saying, like, ain't no, like, everything just going to be bad, but it's not going to be the full potential of what God want to give you. You still going to end up with shortcomings in that process. Like kids, you might have kids out of a relationship, and even though the relationship bad, kids may come out of it, which is good. Like, he still may bless the relationship to a degree, but it's not gonna be at the full potential that he wants to bless it at. He's gonna bless it because he's a good God. So good things may still happen here and there, but it's not gonna be like how it would be if you was actually in alignment with God in this whole process. Like, it's so much going on. I'm like, dog, I gotta clarify this, because I'm saying this and people might say that. So I'm trying to clarify some of this stuff. So when I say it's not good, I mean, like, it's not good because you're not living in the full potential of what God wants. Like, good may still come out of it. Like, even through my past relationships, I got 5 kids out of my relationships. So that was good that came out of it, but I was still oppressed throughout the entire relationship. Yeah. I'm tickling myself. Cause I be telling my kid, I'm like, I don't think good came out the relationship with y'all. Y'all, the only thing good came out these relationships I was in. My kids. That's the only thing I got to show for all this time I put to all these relationships is my kids. That's what I be telling. So I'm tickling y'all a little bit. I'm gonna let y'all go. This too long, but yeah, God can still, because He's a good God, He's still going to allow good things to happen. But just because He allowed good things to happen, don't mean you in alignment with God. It's just God being God, doing what God do. Even in a bad relationship, it's just God being God, doing what God do. It's not gonna be in the full potential of what it can be. You gonna feel it now. If He got you with somebody and He don't want you with that person, you gonna feel it. Now He's still gonna allow good to happen in this process, but don't get it confused. Do not be fooled. It's good gonna happen regardless, because God is God. But just the same, you really want to be aligned with a person that God is saying is for you, because you're going to be more, you're going to see the full potential of what He want to give you at that point. But other than that, you're just going to be restricted. He's going to restrict you. He's still going to bless you because He's a good God, but it's going to be restricted. It's not going to be the fullness of what He can and want to give you if you not in alignment with what he got going on. So I'm finna let y'all go. Because I can go on and on and on about this one.